He took you out of Sheik. He wants to see the rematch between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and he's now offering Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson has been handed an astonishing offer, a $700 million deal from Saudi Arabia for a rematch against YouTube star turned boxer Jake Paul. This jaw-dropping figure has many questioning what could drive such an immense sum for a fight that has already been labeled as a circus by many boxing purists. Tyson, once the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, is now 58 years old. His reputation as an executioner in the ring, a man who could knock out an opponent in the blink of an eye, is part of the legacy that Saudi Arabia is hoping to capitalize on with this blockbuster event. While fans still seethe over the controversy of Tyson's first fight with Jake Paul, deemed by many as a rigged spectacle, the rematch has been pitched as a way to right those wrongs. And with a $700 million price tag, it certainly has people's attention. But in reality, this event is much more than a boxing match. It's a power play on the world stage, driven by Saudi Arabia's ambition to become the epicenter of global sports entertainment. Tyson's return to the ring at 58 is hardly about boxing glory or the thrill of competition. In fact, it's clear that his motivations are far more grounded in the realm of cash than any deep-rooted passion for the sport. Sure, Tyson can still throw a punch, but there's no denying that he's not the dominant figure he once was in the late 1980s and early 1990s when he ruled the heavyweight division. So why would he come back now, especially when he's been retired for so long? The answer is simple: the money. In the past, Tyson's fights were about much more than just a paycheck. They were battles that showcased his unmatched prowess and ruthless aggression. The ferocity of his punches and his charismatic presence inside and outside the ring made him one of the most revered fighters in the history of the sport. But today, Tyson's name isn't just associated with athleticism, it's become a tool for generating revenue. With a global audience eager for nostalgia, the offer to bring him back for a fight against Jake Paul has less to do with sporting achievement and more to do with branding and spectacle. This massive offer is not just about paying the fighters. It's part of Saudi Arabia's wider strategy to position itself as a leading force in global sports entertainment. The deal is essentially an investment in not only the fight itself, but also the associated marketing, media campaigns, global broadcasting, and sponsorships that will come with it. The spectacle surrounding the fight is just as important, if not more, than the actual action in the ring. Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, under the leadership of Turi Alec, has already made waves in the world of sports, luring major events like WWE matches and international soccer stars like Cristiano Ronaldo. This $700 million offer for Tyson versus Paul is part of a broader effort to establish the kingdom as the future home for global sports entertainment, with a focus on using massive paydays and high-profile events to grab attention. By bringing Tyson versus Paul to the kingdom, Saudi Arabia hopes to set the tone for future mega events, positioning itself as a major player on the global sports stage. The $700 million offer for this rematch isn't just a payday for Tyson and Paul, it's a calculated move to attract attention and showcase the kingdom's ability to host world-class sporting spectacles. While Tyson's comeback is a major part of the spectacle, it's not the central focus of Saudi Arabia's larger vision. The kingdom has long had an eye on becoming the global hub for sports entertainment. The recent investments in major events and athletes are part of a strategy to turn Saudi Arabia into a center for sports, entertainment, and tourism. With vast financial resources at its disposal, Saudi Arabia has shown a willingness to invest heavily in these sectors, making it a powerhouse in the sports world. Jake Paul, once known for his viral YouTube videos and internet pranks, has carved out a controversial yet profitable career in boxing. His bouts are often more about generating drama than showcasing technical prowess, which makes him a perfect fit for this spectacle-driven approach to the sport. Love him or hate him, Paul has mastered the art of generating attention. His fights aren't just about the competition, they're about building hype, stirring up controversy, and selling pay-per-views. Jake Paul's entire career has been a carefully crafted marketing machine, with each of his fights designed to stoke the public's curiosity about whether he will face a real boxer or be exposed as a fraud. His opponents thus far, like Ben Askren and Tyron Woodley, haven't been considered legitimate threats to a seasoned boxer. So for Paul, facing a legend like Mike Tyson would be an opportunity to either cement his place in boxing or further fuel the drama of his public persona. On the flip side, Jake Paul has mastered the art of the spectacle. His fights have never been about showcasing boxing skills, at least, not in the traditional sense. Instead, they've been about building an audience, drawing attention, and generating revenue through controversy. His entire career has been built around a brand that thrives on drama, whether it's calling out big-name fighters, mocking opponents, or challenging legends like Tyson. For Paul, the Tyson fight is a high-risk, high-reward opportunity. If he wins, it could be the crowning achievement of his career, a moment that transforms him from a viral internet personality into a legitimate fighter in the eyes of the public. However, if he loses, it could mean the end of his boxing career, or at least the end of the perception that he is a serious competitor. Tyson's fans, the ones who remember his glory years in the ring, know better than anyone that this isn't about nostalgia or the revival of the Iron Mike persona. Tyson is not coming back to reclaim the heavyweight title. He's returning to cash in on his legendary status, knowing that this is likely his last chance at a payday of this magnitude. He is, after all, 58 years old, and the wear and tear on his body is undeniable. While he may still possess a few punches that can pack a punch, he is far from the unstoppable force he once was. This return to the ring is more about making money than any sense of unfinished business, and that's the part that rubs many boxing purists the wrong way. For them, boxing has always been about skill, discipline, and the genuine artistry of the sport. Tyson's comeback, especially against someone like Jake Paul, feels like a sellout, a spectacle that cheapens the legacy of the sport. For boxing fans who care about the purity of the sport, this event may be seen as a mockery. Tyson versus Paul may draw in huge audiences and make headlines across the world, but for true boxing enthusiasts, it's a sideshow. It's not about the art of boxing, the skill, or the athleticism that make the sport great. It's about the spectacle, the money, and the drama. Some argue that Jake Paul's presence in the sport is damaging, making it harder for legitimate fighters to get the attention and recognition they deserve. His antics in the ring have blurred the lines between entertainment and athletic competition. Meanwhile, Tyson's return, while exciting for casual fans, might be more of a cash grab than a genuine attempt to revitalize his legacy. So, what's next for the Tyson versus Paul rematch? The negotiations are heating up, and while there is no official announcement yet, it seems increasingly likely that this spectacle will become a reality. If it does happen, it will be more than just a fight. It will be a global event, broadcast across multiple platforms, with millions tuning in to see whether Jake Paul can finally be knocked out by a real boxer, or if Tyson can still deliver a knockout punch at 58. The fight will be a media circus, with social media and online platforms playing a huge role in building the hype and keeping the world's eyes on the event. The drama, the marketing, and the spectacle will all be part of the show, and the event is set to break records. At the end of the day, this fight is more about spectacle than it is about sport. It's about Saudi Arabia making its mark on the global stage and cementing its place as a force in sports entertainment. For Tyson and Paul, it's about cashing in on their names, while for fans, it's an event that will either be a thrilling spectacle or a sad commentary on what boxing has become. Will Tyson versus Paul be a legitimate boxing match, or just another page in the story of spectacle-driven sports entertainment? Only time will tell.